Hello all and welcome back to the channel. This is Ketul Patel, and in this video we are going to see that how we can show all the images from MS-SQL Server in Android Studio GridView. So let's start the tutorial without wasting time. So here I am in Android Studio. So what we are going to do is we will be getting all the images that are stored in our MS-SQL Server and will be showing here in a grid view. So let's start. So first of all, let's create a activity. So right click activity and I'm going to create an empty activity for this, and let's name it as all images and let it be a launcher activity and click finish. So you can see that our all images activity is created, and here we have the XML file for this. So what we are going to do over here is we will change this to a relative layout. This too, and keep all the things same. So here we will add our grid view. So grid view and width will be match parent. So let's keep the width match parent and height also match parent. You can change it according to your need, and we will assign an ID to it. Android ID, and let's say grid view. And this all things is completed. So like if you want to click on it and want to navigate to another page, so you can add a choice mode to it. So it's Android choice mode is equal to multiple choice. So what it will do is it will give you option to select multiple items from your grid view. So this is up to your use. If you have the use of it, you can do it, or you can leave that blank. Now what we will do is we will create our main layout for this grid view. So let's create a layout file for this. So we will create a new layout and let's name it as item images, and we will keep it here relative layout and click OK. So as you can see that it is relative layout and kept the same, and let's add padding to it. So Android padding, let's say 5 SDPI. The orientation and all depends on you. You can change any of it. You can add margin, padding, it's up to you. Now let's add another relative layout, and the width will be, let's say, 300, and the height will be 140. So again it depends on you. You can change it according to yourself. Android padding, 15, and again we will assign ID to it. So Android ID is equal to, let's say, relative layout underscore main. This is our main relative layout, and close this. So now under this relative layout we will create a image view, create an image view and assign some height and width to it. Let's say 100 and 100, or let's say 50. and we will assign an ID to our image view, Android ID, and let's say IV image. So all set, we are all done with this. So we are completed with our layout of our grid view. So what we will only be showing the images. If you want to see show the tags with the images, you can add that also here. Now what we will do is we will create a model for this. So to create a model, let's go to our Java file and let's add a new Java class and let's name it as image model and click OK. So what we'll do is first of all we will implement a serializable class to it. So implements serializable, click enter. So now what we'll do is we will provide our image string to here. So what this will do is it will get the images from the database and it will store it over here in a string format, and then it will be used to show that image by converting it from a base64 string to a base64 image. Now let's create a constructor. So first we are going to create a image model constructor. So let's keep it as a blank constructor. And now let's create one constructor of this class and add string image. And over here write this dot image is equal to image. And now we will be using like creating the getter and setter for the image. So let's ensure the we have already created the construction, so we will be doing getter and setters. So click enter and select this image over here and click OK. So the shortcut key to enter the getter and setters and class is alt plus insert button, and it will pop up the window. So now we are done with our model class. Now the thing is we will create our list adapter. So again go to our Java file, right click and create a Java class and add a image adapter class over here and click OK. So and this will be extended with our base adapter. So we are all done. So now it will give an error. So click on this and here you will get you can see that, let me zoom for you. So here you can see that you get option that says implement methods. So click on this or you can press alt shift enter. So when you will click on this you will get this window. It says this methods should be implemented. So click here OK and you're all done. So now what we will do is first of all we will add a context variable over here. So create a context variable and let's name it as context, and we will also create a list. So click list and assign a image model over here. So image model that we have already created and list, let's name it as list data, and we need to add the class for this. So and first of all what we will do is we will create a constructor for this. So public image adapter, and first we will pass our context, and then we will pass our list, and let's pass image model again. So image model, and name it as list data. And here again we need to write this dot context is equal to context, and this dot list data is equal to list data. So now what we will do is go to your get count over here, and instead of return 0 you need to return the list data dot size. So we will be returning the exact size of the list data, and in the get item let it be written null, and get item id also will be null, or return 0. And here the main thing is now in our get view. So what we will do is, first of all we will check if our view is equal to null. So if our view is null, then what we will do is we will doing layout flitter, and flitter is equal to, let's cast it with layout and flitter, and then over here context dot get system service, and pass the context dot layout and flitter service, and go to the next line, and here we will do is view is equal to, we will use our inflator variable dot inflate, and we will pass our layout. So r dot layout dot the item images one, so that is the layout for our grid view, this one, and comma the root element, so it will be the null element, and this is all done. So here you can see that our root element is equal to a null element. And after this if condition, we will do image view. So we will create an image view, iv image, that we have already created, and we will get that view. So to get that view, type view dot find view by id, and here we will find our r dot id dot iv images image. So this one will be this image that we have created in our item images, and semicolon. Now what we will do is we will convert this image, because this image which it will get from the database will be in a bit64 string. So we need to convert that bit64 string into a bitmap image, and then we will show that bitmap image in our grid view. So to do that, type byte square bracket, and let's name it as image byte is equal to base 64 dot decode. As we are decoding the string, it will be decode, and if you will be uploading that to a database, then it will be an encoding. So decode and encode. So as we are retrieving, it will be a decode. List data dot get, and we will pass our int variable over here, that is this variable. So I, we will pass our I over here dot get image comma is 64 dot default. So basically this get image, or let's say this get image is basically we are getting this image from our model, and semicolon. And now what we'll do is we will assign that to a bitmap. So bitmap, let's say decoded image is equal to bitmap factory and dot decode byte array image bytes. We will pass our image bytes that we have created over here to here, comma, then our offset will be 0 and comma image byte dot length. So we will be passing the actual length of our byte array to the decoded to the bitmap. And at last what we have to do is we will use this image view that we have created. So iv image dot set image bitmap, and we will pass our decoded image over here. So we will pass this variable over here, and it's all done. And at last, instead of returning null, you need to return the view. So if you will not return anything, it will not going to show up anyhow. So our image adapter part is done, our model is already created. Now the main thing is we will be going in our main activity, that is all image activity, and we will be finalizing all the things over here. So first of all, let's get our list and pass our image model over here. So image model, comma, let's name it as list data is equal to new, and pass the array list over here. So this is all done. Now let's get our grid view. So grid view, and as we will be using SQL Server, we will be creating a connection class. So if you don't know how to add SQL Server libraries in Android Studio, how to connect SQL libraries to Android Studio, or how to create a connection class that we are going to use in this page. So all that I have created a separate video. The links are in description. You can go and watch, and that would be helpful. Let's create a connection variable con over here, image adapter, and we will be getting our string uname, pass, db, and the IP address. So this all are used for connecting to our SQL server that is installed in your system, or if you're using a live SQL server, then you need to pass your credentials over there. So in our onCreate method, first we will be assigning our IP address of the database or the SQL server. So first of all, let me assign the IP address, as I am using the local database, and pass the port number over here. So that's all done. Pass the username, so YouTube, and the password of that is also YouTube, and db is equal to, we are going to use a YouTube database, and let's save it. Now what we will do is we will get our grid view. So grid view is equal to, cast it with a grid view, find view by id, r dot id dot, let's say what was our name over here. Yeah, so it is grid view dot grid view. So it's all done for now. So now what we will be doing is we will be let's first, so I am just copying this connection class from here. So again, if you don't know how to create a connection class or how to add SQL Server or MS SQL Server in Android Studio, you can check my previous video. That would be helpful. So I will be copying this from my another code, and let's add over here at the bottom. Click OK. So basically, this is a connection class that use the JDBC driver to connect to my SQL Server using our username, database, and the password that we are using. So that's all done. And now over here, what we will do is after our on create and before our connection class, we will create a public class. Let's name it get images and extends with async task. So basically this will be a async task class. So pass string comma string and one more string variable. So as you can see, it's giving error because it again needs to implement methods. So click on, just go on that and you will get an option to implement the methods. So it need a do in background method. So just click OK and all done. So what here we are going to do is we will be using, let's add some method over here, the override methods. So we are using the on pre-execute, on post-execute, and on progress update. So click OK. So first of all, on our pre-execute, what we'll do is we will be clearing our list data. So list data dot clear. So what it will do is it will, when you will open that activity again, that is all image activity again, first of all it will clear the list and it will update the new list to it. So in our post execution, we will be just assigning our image adapter is equal to new image adapter, and let's say all images dot this comma our list data variable. And at last, GridView dot set adapter, and we will pass our image list adapter over here. So our on pre-execute and our on post-execute method are done. Now the final thing we have to do is we have to write our, let's skip this on progress update, or we can remove this as we are not using this. So in our on do in background method, this is the main method where we will be getting the data from our SQL, we will be assigning it to our model, and then we will be doing all the things. So first let's create a try catch block. Let's get an exception E, and E dot print stack trace. So now first of all in our try method we will be getting our connect con variable is equal to our connection class that we have copied from our previous code. So connection class, and we will be passing our username, password, all that we have created above in our code. So username, then password, then the database, and the IP address, semicolon. So this is all done. So after doing that, we will check that if our connection, we are getting our connection or not. So if con equal to null, then let's say return 0. or let's keep it blank. You can just type any message over here. Let's create a status variable. So let's say string status is equal to what now? So if our connection is equal to null, so s will be equal to no internet. And in the else part, we will be doing our main functionality. So to do so, the first thing we have to do is we will be using a string to write our query. So let's say select star from all images. So our table name is all images. We will be creating that table. And now let's create a statement. So statement stmt is equal to con dot create statement. And we will be using the result set as we are getting all the data. So result set rs is equal to stmt dot execute query, and we will pass our query variable over here. So we will be passing our query over here. So if you don't want to create a query variable, if you don't you don't want to waste allocation of a variable over there, you can simply write this query over here directly. So this is all done. So now we will create our while loop. So while rs dot next. So while rs is getting all the values, so first string img is equal to rs dot get sorry, it's get string, and we will be passing our column name over here that is in our database, that is in our table, all image table. So there is a column name image in our all images table, so that we have to pass over here. And okay, so now we will be creating a image model. So image model comma image model is equal to new image model. So basically we have created a variable of a image model class, and what we will do is image model dot set image and pass our img over here. So basically it will be setting the image in our image model, and then our image adapter will be picking that image which we have set over here, and it will be shown in our main file. So that is all done. And at last of this, after doing this, we need to write list data dot add and pass our image model over here. And at last over here, instead of returning null, return our s variable, and let's say s is equal to 10. So basically this is the status flag which we are returning over here. So we are all set with the things. So we are all set. So now what we will do is we will create a table over here. So this is my YouTube database that we have used, and let's create a table over here, and let's add a column ID, and let's add just image over here. So image, make sure that this name is same as this name. This is our column name, so image and image, and keep it as text because we are going to store a base 64 string to it, and don't allow null. Let's save it and make sure that your table name is also same, so all images over here, so click OK. So our all images table is created. Now let me refresh this. You can see that all images table is created, and let me edit it. So what we can do is, I have already converted two images into the base 64 string. So these are the both string, so you can see. So let me copy this one first and go to our table, and let's paste this one. So I have added both the images over, both the base 64 strings over here. So these are both the base 64 string. So after adding the images over here, we again need to do one more thing over here. So in our all images main class, so in our main class, in our on create method, we need to call this async task, because if you will not call this, it will not going to run. So to do that, new our class name, that is all images, and no brackets, dot our get images. So that means our this extended class, asynchronous extended class, dot execute, and pass a blank string over there, and we are all set to run our application. So just click on run, and let's wait until it finish its build and install our application and shows up. So hope we don't get any error and it runs properly. So as we can see that no Gradle invocation error, it's finished successfully. So wait until it install and shows up. So as you can see that our images are showing on our device successfully. So this is how you can show the images on on a grid view in Android Studio using SQL Server. You can get the images and show it on over here. So same it is for list view. So instead of grid view, use the list view. So this was all about the video how we can show the images on GridView use from the MS SQL Server using Android Studio. So if you're getting any error while doing any of this, or in the code, or getting error while compiling, just comment down below. I will try to get back to you soon. And so if you like the video, press like button, subscribe to the channel, and stay connected for more of the videos coming. Thank you for watching.